Welcome everybody to the StoneX Stadium. It is under 15 plate final time. Stamford School taking on the Oratory School here at the home of Saracens. Both illustrious schools with a great rugby history looking to add to that. The Oratory School had a couple of byes to kick their competition off, but then defeating Reading Bluecoat 29 points to 5 to book their place here. For Stamford, it was a 12-19 win over the Perth School, but now they're out here and they are ready in the sunshine. So the Oratory School lining up with Hickling, Goforth and Valibona in the front row. Burton and Coker at lock, Jackson, Tappan and Wild at 6, 7 and 8. It's Simpson and Clark at 9 and 10. Carlisle Smith on the left, Ogbodo on the right, Derbyshire and Saunders in the centres, and Freddie Blair at full back. It is Johnson, Copas, Delaney and Thory in the front row for Stamford, with McCarthy and Hull at lock, Clayton, Bailey, Worcester and Roberts 6, 7 and 8. Drutman and Hamble at half-backs, Tim Scott on the left wing, Gunn on the right, Parkinson and Silcock in the centres, and Haynes is the full-back. Underway. Big condition to begin with. Stamford School in the red and blue hoops. Lovely little dummy there from Tom Hamble. Oratory School in the black jerseys with the gold numbers. Good tackle there by Jake Jackson. Good early. Oh, a good kick as well. We're looking at 50-22 territory here. Freddie Blair having a clean up. Oh, and then gets ankle tapped inside his own 22. And winning the penalty. Well, joining us for this one, Claudia, how are you?
Hi, very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, really well. How do you prefer to be introduced? Wasps in England?
Yeah, that'll do.
All right, 18 caps. You can hear everything okay?
Yeah, all good over this way.
Wonderful stuff. What an opportunity for these youngsters today. Here at a great stadium, great conditions, in a final. Life's pretty good, isn't it?
I know, and I really don't think they could ask for a better day to do it on. You know, Lux would have had it, you could have had it, chucking it down with rain, freezing cold, loads of wind, but actually conditions here today pretty perfect for a final.
Certainly are. So, under 15's rules, uncontested line us all, and that's a big fall there. Need to be careful of that. That's the reason they're uncontested. Good pick up off the toes though from Freddie Blair, and then cleaned up by Charles Burton. It's the number 12, Rudy Derbyshire, pumps that one downfield, and now Stamford can counter. Big pitch, of course, artificial surface, and the chance to really stretch their legs. Looking for an offload out of the back door there is Seth Roberts. Gets tackled into touch, but a great statement of intent there from Stamford to run the ball.
Yeah, that is a huge carry there from Seth. Really impressive. You can see that he's already trying to get his hands on the ball really early on, make a statement. And if I was Oratory School now, I'd be looking to cut down his space really nice and early.
Yeah, warning shot fired. Keep your eye on this line out after last time the player was dropped. Bit of technicals going on there with the referees as well. Hopefully we'll be able to hear the mic in a second. Here we go. Well, I can hear the ref's mic now, can you?
Yep, I can hear that.
Great news. And in fact, we're going to restart this with a scrum. So the ball must have gone forward.
8, heads in.
And Archie Simpson, the scrum half,
8, get your head in. Crouch! Bind!
Seth Roberts, the number 8, is going to be the scrum half opposition here, and Cameron Droopman is packing down. That's a new one on me, but I like innovation.
I love it, and there he is again, Seth, straight into the backfield. Maybe he's just wearing a slightly different shirt today. I'm not sure. Perhaps he's playing 9, perhaps he's playing fullback, perhaps he's playing 8.
Hybrid players, Eddie Jones says, doesn't he? As Freddie Blair takes that one in, and then Joseph Clark.
Backwards!
It's messy there, ball to ground as Debo Coker gets driven into the artificial turf. Now is Stamford into the side there? No, says the referee. Jake Jackson takes it on. Finn Clayton Bailey called away. Elliot Saunders on kicking duty. Takes the Oratory School up to around about halfway.
Red, come to the line this time. Start on the line.
Frantic start.
Yeah, definitely. All I'm looking for now is for Oratory School to get this line out nice and clean, and perhaps, great hand shown before, but hopefully we can pin the lift and keep the boy up there.
Let's hold on to jumper. Right, hold on to him. Don't let him come down.
And in fact, the referee saying exactly that. The last thing we want is for someone to get one of those impact injuries.
Stay.
Taken cleaner this time.
Yes.
And the maul begins for the Oratory School.
Down by black on your side, Paul. Yeah, same. Hands off!
So Archie Simpson digs. Joseph Clark just tries to find Saunders on the line. They're saying knocked on off Stamford, so still Oratory School ball.
Barnage over!
Oh, and that kicked straight into the hands of Clayton Bailey. And then Archie Wild. Big physical tackle there for Oratory School. Driven into the 22 by Tom Hamble. In fact, a little bit too deep. That bounce is dead.
Scrum 22 option. Scrum 22 option.
Really nice idea there, though. I like the sort of the kick through, get your chase on, have a little look, push Oratory School into the 22, see what they've got. That one's got a little bit too far, a bit unfortunate there, but nice idea, good to see them trying different things.
They're offered the scrum or the 22. Who's ever going to choose the 22?
It always goes scrum, surely.
Especially in this part of the pitch. Attacking options both ways here in the North London sunshine. Still a bit chilly in the shade though, isn't it?
A little bit chilly, yeah. I mean, I wish we were slightly on the sunny side on this side, but here we are in our coats.
Conditions are turning though. It has been pretty cold the last few weeks, so great to see the sun shining on the rugby. As Archie Simpson puts it in. Good battle at the scrum. Stamford trying to break it up. Oh, they missed with the pass. And it's that man, Seth Roberts, who hacks on. He's going to win the foot race as well, but can't quite beat the dead ball line. But Seth Roberts is full of running.
He is already all over the place. What an exciting player. I'm still not sure what position he's playing, but I just absolutely love it already.
Well, I think we are realising slowly that he does what he wants.
22, not now. At the stoppage.
But a bit of a miscommunication there between 9 and 10. Joseph Clark slightly overrunning the pass.
I think with a midfield scrum, you really don't have to overcomplicate it. As a scrum half myself, all I want is the ball and to start running. And perhaps next time you might want to see that rather than trying to swing and make it complicated. You've already got an excellent platform to attack from.
Cameron Droopman, good leg drive from the scrum half there. Oratory School roll away and Stamford back into the 22. Hamble moves it on one. It's gone to ground off Ed Delaney. Field position 40 metres from the line, right in front of the sticks for Stamford School, and they go open. And again, it's Tom Hamble thinks about the kick. Finds another strong ball carrier. It's Oliver Hull, takes them up to just outside the 22. Droopman. Now Hamble. Big pass from the outside, not sure if it needed that, and Haynes can't get the pass away.
There is definitely space out there. I can see where they're trying to get the ball to. There's open space. It's just about how they're going to get it there. But he's shown now he's got the kick, he's got the long pass. It's just now about which options to take and when.
Well, they've got the full width to play with here. It was a knock-on off Oratory School, so Stamford will have the scrum in between the 22 and the 10. Coming up to 9 minutes, 30-minute halves in these under-15s matches.
Coach! Fine! Set!
Now Drutman and Hamble drifts across, wants that on the wraparound and gets it. Bodo steals in there and turns the ball over Oratory School. Joseph Clark kicks it away. Oh, 50-22, what a nudge from the outside half.
What a brilliant kick. What a change of momentum there. We go from Stamford School looking like a brilliant set piece move, and then all of a sudden it's a great read, and then we're down here for an Oratory School line out.
And that kick under pressure as well. I mean, he didn't leave himself a lot of touchline to play with.
Or a lot of time. It nearly charged down there too.
Keep hold of the jumper now, guys.
So Archie Wilde throwing the ball in at the line out. We're in number 8 for Oratory School.
3, don't step, stay as you are. 3 red. Stay as you are. Stay as you are.
Safe ball at the front.
Whoa.
They set them all.
Backwards.
Kean Tappan, the captain, number 7, has it. Archie Simpson surveying his options at number 9, but they're going to look to keep this in.
Thank you.
And now it is out. And Joseph Clark has it, looking for the wraparound himself, trying to create some space. Oh, the ball goes to ground, but Bodo wrestled down. Really good tackle. You can hear the excitement in the crowd's voices when he gets his hands on the ball. Now, Debo Coker. Oh, he's lost that in contact.
Yeah, it's only a scrum. It's only a scrum. Good up.
But good intent there from Oratory School.
Marks here, please.
Yeah, an unfortunate error creeping in there, but it's still really early. They're still probably settling into this game. They want to try things. That both teams are doing that. So it's already shaping up to be a very exciting game, this one.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Both teams with a bit of territory that they'll feel as though they could have done better from.
Okay, we'll watch. Crouch! Bind! Set!
What odds on Seth Roberts going from the base here? Not this time. Drutman whips it.
He has actually got his head in that scrum for once now.
Well, it's been charged down though, and Rudy Derbyshire. Oh, there are numbers here. Archie Wilde out to Matthew Carlisle-Smith. Try-saving tackle brings him down a metre short. Stamford School scrambling to keep the score at 0-0. Great pressure on the kicker, Kean Tappan.
Red 9.
Stamford pinched this, not this time. Here's a short ball to Valebona. Oh, he's over.
No try. Extra roll. Come back.
But it's a
offside.
double movement
Try line, please,
from
Red.
Rocco Valebona.
Say
There was a
again, I can't
penalty
hear you.
advantage though, so Oratory will have another go.
I can't hear you on the mic. But you're telling me the same thing. Red 9 offside. Perfect. Red, come to the line, please.
Desperately close.
Huge kudos for that tackle in the corner there. I mean, what a saving try tackle. Absolutely brilliant.
Defensive hooker, please.
And here we have it
Red.
again.
Hold the try, let me get to back.
Well, not just saved the try, they've melted him as well.
Yes, Adam.
Score remains 0-0. Archie Wilde with the line out. There's the ball at the front. They've gone to Valebona. Oh, he's got to stay in. Does well to keep his head up. If he's dropped his head there, he's out and into touch. Here's Hickling, driven back by his opposite number, Johnson Copas. And now Oratory School going to put it wide. Here's Elliot Saunders. Instead, he steps the other way, but he is a difficult customer to tackle, but can't find an offload, Saunders. Nobody there for him, so he sticks hold.
Happy, Adam?
Hickling,
Yep.
they're happy enough that that's come off the feet.
Stay still.
Nobody really putting their hand up there for Oratory School. Joseph Clark, and now Derbyshire tries to find Saunders on the line. Good hands here from Oratory School. Freddie Blair.
Advantage off feet.
Tackled by Silcock.
8 off feet.
Seth Roberts off his feet. And another penalty. To wonder whether Oratory School might go for the poles here. What would you go for?
8 red.
Oh, it's
Off feet.
tough. It's still early. You still want to build up pressure. And it's quite wide out. It's quite deep. So perhaps go for the corner. Get the 5 points in if you can. And then if this one falls through, I'd probably go for points.
Spoken like a true scrum half. Tries.
Red on the line, please.
I mean, my preference would probably be a scrum, to be honest.
Drive up.
Give me a scrum and give me time with the ball in the hand and let me run with it.
8 as well.
Big chance here for Oratory School. Lots of territory
Right up,
inside
right on
the
our
Stamford 22.
Can't go on your hands.
Can they make it count?
Ready, let's go. Thanks, Paul.
Oh, Goffeth is the target. We're in number
Maul!
2. They go for the
Back
maul
foot
again.
now, 5. Back you go, back foot.
Tappan and Wild there at the back. Kean Tappan, watch him up the blind side. Starts to move towards the line, then towards the touch line.
Same maul, ball is here.
Then back inside. Who's got their hands on that ball? Is it Archie Wild?
Ball
Goes to
available,
ground, and Simpson. Now Derbyshire out again. Is it going to come wide here? Freddie Blair out to Carlisle Smith, who does get away this time. And Matthew Carlisle Smith opens the scoring for Oratory School, and they lead in the final. Turns out you were right.
Yeah, 100%. It's still early. You're still excited. There's no points on the board. And these boys, they built the pressure up. They stayed in the 22, stayed in the fight, and then what speed by Carlisle Smith there to finish it off on the edge, and a great bit of handling to get it to him. And you can hear the crowd going wild on the other stadium.
Oh, he certainly could. So we're in the stand opposite them, and every time the ball goes wide, they really like Ogbodo, they really like Carlisle Smith. They know that they're the quick guys. And credit to Carlisle Smith as well, because that's his second opportunity around the outside. Didn't get there last time, but like a good winger, every time they get the chance, they love to score tries.
You just got to hang out wide and wait for the ball to get to you. If it gets to you, you got to finish it off. That is what makes a great winger.
So Carlisle Smith adds 5. Can Archie Simpson make it 7? That one misses to the right of the sticks.
1 red.
Stamford 0, Oratory School 5. 16 minutes gone. So replacements being made for Stamford. Tom Rees and Sam Mackenzie coming on. If you're new to schoolboy rugby, then everybody who is named in the squad has to play at least half the match. So expect them to chop and change throughout this game. And the way some of the teachers do it tactically, I've got no idea. They'll do 5s and 10s and 15s. Honestly, you need a degree just to keep on top of the subs. Here's the try scorer then, Matt Carlisle Smith. Freddie Haynes receives the kick. Oh, good tackle there. They come up to meet Cameron Droopman. That was Archie Wild. Now Stamford look to rebuild through Ollie Parkinson. So Rees is in at scrum half there. So Cameron Droopman has moved to the outside half position.
Leave it 2. I'm watching.
Sam McCarthy. Oh, good carry from him. He's dragging Joseph
Tackle
Clark along with him. And then he places it back. It's not a clean ball, but now Droopman. Oh, that's high.
You right? Tackle it.
Well, it was William Hickling. He says my bad. It was his bad as well. I think he's got away with one there.
He knew it. He was on the floor, hands on his face. He knew he'd made his mistake there.
Here, please.
I think he's lucky to have gotten away with that.
Tackle it, please.
When the players come rushing in, full of adrenaline, these things happen. Thankfully, referee in a good position to make a decision. That decision was penalty only. Oh, and that one just creeps towards the touchline.
Outside. Thanks, Paul. Black on the line.
Well, chance for
Outside.
Stamford here. They've not had much ball, especially in this part of the pitch.
Watch your height.
No, I want to see what they can do.
Black,
You know,
come to the line. Come to it.
the looks
Come to
of
it.
a great set piece move when we
Black
first
on the line,
started. You know, with a great read from the defence, but I think they've definitely got the skill set. We've got
4, 5.
we've got Seth Roberts again creeping out. Is
Five
he in his first receiver? I'm not sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all action Seth. He stood there in midfield. Look, nowhere near the line out. There you go, off the ground, and then Sam McCarthy. Oh, great feet from him, and Roberts is in there sniffing around the offload. And then the pick and the go. 10 metres out here for Stamford School, and Oliver Hull. Well, hands on that from Oratory. Oh, they've won the penalty as well. Great defence from Oratory School.
5 red, hands.
They're all over that breakdown, just causing a bit of trouble there for Stamford School, making sure they're there early to protect their ball.
Five red,
but you know, they're going to get results from it if they keep at it.
And Rocco Valabona gets the turnover. He's the man who we thought had scored the first try, but it was a double movement.
Captain, I know we're at the other end.
And also,
We're still off our feet.
under
Yep.
15s
Must improve.
winning jackal
Must improve.
turnovers.
Use the line.
It's
Come to it.
wild.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Really is.
And also that nudge there from Elliot Saunders, what a kick. The shape of the ball in the air looked like it could have gone another 20 metres if he tried.
So Oratory School with the ball off the top. Freddie Haynes, good read from the full-back, and now a counter-attacking run, gets rid of the first and the second tackler. Eventually Joseph Clark brings him down, and Charlie Gunn continues. And Archie Wilde
Holding on. 14.
winning the ball. Great turnover there from Wilde.
Unfortunate there, but Freddie Haynes' backfield coverage
14
has
red,
actually been
holding on.
excellent all game so far. He's hugging the touchline, but then
Yeah.
still managing to gather those balls that are falling into midfield, which is really impressive from the fullback.
Well, Elliot Saunders strikes a good ball, doesn't he? As you've said again, yeah, it just comes off the foot beautifully.
Line as always.
Marcus Smith is going to have some competition there.
Certainly is.
Perhaps Henry Slade if he stays at 13.
Yeah, if you wish.
Speaking of which,
Time, please.
talk to me about Archie Wilde. He has got what can only be described as a rugby
You
haircut.
asked to speak to me.
And I thought the mullets were coming out of fashion, but it would appear not. He does rock it though.
Time on.
He
Yes.
does rock it.
Yes, it is
Go.
lustrous and full
Let's
of
go.
volume, and he's about to get the ball into the line. Now they go to the middle this time again. They need to hold that jumper up, Oratory School. But here's Clark on the wraparound. Now Freddie Blair. Good cover defence from Silcock.
Carried in.
And again it's Haynes. Doesn't call the mark.
Outside. Stay right in front. 5.
Oh, attempt at the spiral
Yes,
as well.
right.
They're pulling out all the stops for us, and we love to see it.
Carry half.
So Clark puts
Mark.
it back, and this time the mark is
20,
called.
please.
Tom Rees underneath it.
Already so much kicking happening in this game. You can see them constantly looking at the backfield coverage, constantly looking for opportunities. And here we go again. That one not quite making touch.
Yeah, Ogbodo, and there's Stamford hands over it, but can't turn it over this time.
Backwards.
Clark under all kinds of pressure. Really good line speed from Stamford School. And it's this time them that win the penalty.
10 black. Holding on.
Great energy in defence from both teams. 22 minutes into this one.
It's really accurate, my end. Red 3. Red 3. Sub. I'm being told red 3 sub from the sideline.
So Jack Thorey going off, the captain. He's going to be
Red, who's
replaced
your captain, please? Now
by
3
Tom
left.
Wagstaff.
So, same morning. You must release when you have the ball. You must
I
arrive
think I
up.
quite like this version of roll-on, roll-off subs. I think I'd like to bring it into our game. You know, play 5 or 10 minutes, have a little break, go back on again. I think it works quite well.
You're here?
But Because in rugby league they do
Red ball, let's go.
interchanges. You've got 4 on the bench and you're allowed 12 interchanges, aren't
Count,
you?
please.
So you can kind of do it
Yep.
like that. But saying that, as a scrum half, when was the last
Scrum
time you
half?
played 80?
Well, when was the last time I played?
Well, yeah, there is that.
No, I did. I played 80 against what game was it? Canada.
Oh, it's a lot of minutes, isn't it? It's a lot of minutes.
Let it go, you're on the body.
But no, I do
Yeah,
like
ball
it, and to be fair, I think the front rows would like it even more, wouldn't they? Go empty the tank for 15 minutes and see how it goes. Oh, Joseph Clark up out of the line, making the tackle, and now the rest of the Oratory School defenders come and join him. Stamford trying to keep the ball alive in the hands, and this a really good carry. Has it ripped? Yes,
is
it
the
was,
knock-on.
and it's gone forward.
Try and keep your feet, please. Yeah. First is the knock on.
Pretty intense out there, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see the energy. Is it Tom Rees that's come on and playing scrum half? The energy by him at the back of the rucks. He's trying to move it really quickly, but perhaps
go,
his
please.
teammates aren't quite ready for it yet. But I still love it. I still love the energy at the back of the rucks and trying to move it. And here he goes in at number 8 for the scrum.
How would you feel about packing down at 8 at scrum time?
I'm not sure I'm going to add much to the scrum, but I'd like to give it a go. You know? I'm open to it.
Who started at 8 most weeks for Wasps?
Well, you've got either Harriet Miller-Mills is
Yeah.
often there, or Claire Malloy, I think, has been there a few times. Roe Burnfield, we've had a bit of a changing
the
back
ball's
row
coming in straight
recently.
away.
And then with England,
Come on.
who have you got? Sarah Hunter,
Sarah
Poppy Cleal, Beckett.
Yep, all 3 of those very competent, very good 8s.
How would they feel about going in at scrum half at scrum time while you pack down at 8?
Coach!
I think they'd be only too happy to kick me out of my
Hey!
position and make me scrummage, to be honest.
Start!
We'll put it to Middleton, see what he says. Here come Oratory School. Oh, lovely work to get out of the tackle. And now the try scorer, Carlisle Smith. Again, they come across well to cover him. Seth Roberts being a pest at the breakdown, but he's knocked the ball on.
Tackle. 8.
Oh, he's going to the bin.
Captain. Pattern the tackle. We just spoke about staying on our feet. Right, he must keep his feet. Second time by red 8.
That'll be
6
6
minutes
minutes in the bin for Seth Roberts.
What's there? 8 red off feet.
That's still a big call this early on in the game. I think that yellow card's a little bit harsh. You know, you can hear the ref there saying he's already warned them. Perhaps, you know, he was
What's
looking
it?
to give a yellow card for next one and really
Red,
make a
please.
statement with that.
Keep our feet at the tackle. Stay standing.
Well, he is one of the players who is at the face of everything for Stamford School, so they're going to have to dig in now till half time.
You right?
A player down and defending their own 22. Oratory School leading 5-0. The Matt Carlisle Smith try separating the two teams. And it comes from Archie Wilde.
More! 2 off the leg!
Then he wrestles
Well
the
done.
ball back. Kean Tappen
Stay
in
sure,
behind
Archie,
him.
stay
We're at
sure.
number 7.
Don't use your left hand. Don't use your left hand.
And this looking really efficient here as Tappen goes up the blind side. Good strength on the captain, Kean Tappen. He's over the line, Kean Tappen.
Hold up.
Oh, he's held up
Go on,
though.
drop out.
Stamford School scrapping to keep the score at 5-0.
But with the new laws, at least this gives them another great attacking opportunity. You know, this ball can't go straight
Behind your
out.
kicker, please, Red. Behind your kicker.
Here we are again
Behind
with
your kicker.
Oh, he's so close there.
Go.
I'm not sure that ball's not down. That was really unlucky for the, you know, to have that called as held up.
Well, what do you do on the restart here? Defend. Oratory School through Freddie Blair, and now the outside half, Joseph Clark, and Rudy Derbyshire back into the 22, pins his ears back, Derbyshire. Oh, he's
Flag up.
the touchline's beaten him.
Thank you.
And it's good defence from
Flag is up,
Stamford
red
School,
flag.
but frustrating for Oratory there.
Yeah, Oratory have been here a little while now. I think they've just got to build the momentum with a little bit more patience. You know, everybody's looking for that try. Everybody wants to be the one to go over. I think they just need to look after the ball, keep possession, and I think, you know, with that time, they'll get some tries in.
I'm fascinated with these goal line dropouts. Like, where is the
Can we come round?
ideal
Let's go.
place to put it? Because we saw in the previous, the under-15 bowl final, dropout going over halfway, then they just delivered a 50-22 straight back, and we've seen, I mean, we're not going to see it at under 15s, but we've seen drop goals straight away. I love it as a rule.
It is brilliant. George Ford, for once, had a couple, hasn't he? Some excellent drop goals on return from... Ooh, sorry, just to interrupt there. That's really unfortunate. But for me, anyway, for the goal line dropouts, you want to be aiming as close to the touchline as possible. Give them as little space to attack from, and just close down the space really early.
Yes. So as close to the touchline as possible, but as close to the halfway line as possible without going over the halfway line, so they can't kick a 50-22.
Ideally, yes. Yeah, that'd be ideal.
That little postage stamp there in between the 5 and the halfway, that's it.
Yeah, so they could just get that perfect kick.
Yes,
that'd be great, yeah.
Every single time.
Just wait, stage you are.
Coming towards half time here, Stamford 5-0 down. Seth Roberts in the sin bin. Don't let the scoreline fool you if you're just tuning in though. This has been a fascinating final so far.
Use it, please.
The ball comes in from Tom Rees. Archie Simpson with the infringement.
9 black offside.
It's always so tempting though as a scrum half at the edge of that scrum. You know, you want to put pressure on at the back. You've got to be so careful. The ref is right there. So, you know, just hold a fraction and you can go around the back, put pressure on 10, you know, do your thing.
Present company excluded. Who do you think is the best at it in the men's game, in the women's game? Which scrum halves are really good at putting that pressure on and getting in those little nuisances?
I think Leanne Infante is known for it. You know, she is a menace. She's great at putting defensive pressure on. You know, Lucy Packer as well, somebody that we've seen around England recently, also really excellent at putting pressure on. And then the men's game, I don't know, you've got to look at Ben Youngs. You know, he just knows, he knows how to play the game, just knows how to interrupt things.
So last play, and Stamford go up the blind side with a forward pass and get put into touch as well. So the half-time whistle goes. Stamford School, 1 player down, 1 try down, but this one very much in the balance. Matthew Carlisle-Smith, the only scorer. Stamford 0, Oratory 5 at half-time. Your thoughts? Really interesting 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think Oratory School, you know, they've had a lot of the possession, they've had a lot of the position on the pitch too. You know, a lot of the plays being in the 22, so almost on their half, you know, you would expect them to have a few more points on the board. Stamford School, on the other hand, haven't had a huge amount of attacking opportunities, so really they probably need to look at getting the ball, you know, down the other half as early as they can do and just playing with it there.
Half time, Stamford 0, Oratory School 5. One highlight to look at. Let's take a look at it right now. It was up the left hand side. They threatened to go there before. Lovely timing of the pass. In fact, this is the cover tackle, and early on in a final for Stamford, if you're making that tackle, you're absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, you're putting your name on all over the game, aren't you?
And this was the try from Matt Carlisle-Smith.
He wasn't going to let them have a second one off on him, was he? You know, he missed out on the first one, but you know, on reverse, he wants to get that try in the final for his school, and there he gets it.
And then they had another opportunity, Stamford, having scored that try. Great leg drive from Kean Tappan, the captain, but again, Stamford just defending for their lives, which you need to do in a final, especially when you're giving away so much territory.
Yeah, I mean, you have to say Stamford's defence has been excellent all game. Their grit, their determination, it has been brilliant, and that's probably why, well, that is definitely why Oratory School haven't had as many points on the board as you would think. So, you know, you just want to see that same energy, that same determination in attack, and then hopefully we should see some tries from them too.
Stamford 0, Oratory 5. We'll be back with the second half. teams back out for the second half then. Stamford chasing the game, but they'll have the first opportunity to attack. Oratory School will get us back underway. This right in the balance, exactly what we want from a final. A warm welcome back to you wherever you're watching around the world, as Oliver Hull gathers that one.
It's off your feet, leave it. Carried in.
So that was Reese. Passed back in. It's a little breeze, not too much of a breeze, but that will help the kicker as Freddie Blair catches that one over his shoulder, then sends it skywards. Oh, and that's been fumbled. Has it gone forward? Yes, it has. And when you're looking to win a kicking battle, that is an easy way of doing it. Difficult one there for Cameron Droopman. He's going to have to cast that out of his mind pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's got another opportunity here to make a statement in defence, you know, and get the ball back. But, you know, nice idea from Freddie Blair there, just sending it up, allowing the ball to move a little bit in the wind and just putting pressure on them in the midfield.
And when you're kicking into a slight breeze, it's not a massive breeze, but it's noticeable down on the pitch. That's exactly what you want, isn't it? Just to hang up there and be difficult, be awkward.
It's the worst thing as a player, isn't it? When you stood there, you know exactly where the ball's going, but you're just stood like you're just like a sitting duck right underneath it, waiting for it for ages to come back down.
And you can hear the footsteps coming towards you as well.
The pressure builds, no one's talking to you.
So Oratory School, here's Joseph Clark. Takes it right to the line, and then Rudy Derbyshire. Stamford School driven off the ball that time. And Oratory very narrow, so Devo Coker tries to tidy up. That was Clark, and now Freddie Blair. Now Carlisle Smith is away again into the 22. Carlisle Smith, he's dragged down. Support needs to arrive, and does. Great early field position here for Oratory School, 5 metres short. Freddie Haynes making the tackle for Stamford. That's Simpson. Now Clark winds up the pass. Elliot Saunders still going. Oh, he's left the ball with him, but it's gone backwards. It's still with Oratory School, who score their second try. Cian Tappan, the captain, touches down, and they double the lead.
Perfect, thank you. You're going to say it again for me? Yep.
Elliot Saunders here was so close to getting over himself, but he knew the space was wider. He then looked to get the offload away and just left it that fraction too late. You know, thankfully the captain was there to pick it up and dive over himself.
Yeah, Tappan on hand, as all open side flankers are. They're always the first there, aren't they? Usually pushing the scrum half out of the way.
I think they'd rather just play with a team of themselves, to be honest, most of the time.
Well, Joseph Clark stepping in at outside half for the conversion. Great start to the half for the Oratory School. Not the cleanest of conversions.
Perhaps there's a little more wind up there than we thought.
Stamford School 0, Oratory School 10. Great start to the second half for Oratory School. Let's have another look at this try.
Yes.
Rudy Derbyshire.
Which numbers?
Elliot Saunders, doing really well there. It was a great tackle on him, and sometimes when the ball goes loose like that, the move's over. But then the bouncing ball, the rolling ball, Stamford School not able to set in defence, and Tappan gets the score.
11 and 17. Switch.
That noise you can hear is a scissor lift being opened up, so a builder can go on top of the stand here. Oh, it's all action, isn't it? Highly entertaining.
I think it's been done. He's on the way back down now. I'm not entirely sure what they're up there doing.
Well, he's got a great view of the rugby, I'll tell you that. It's Charles Burton for Oratory School. And Stamford have pinched that. Great turnover.
Holding.
Until then.
12 red, release please. Marks on the 5.
For me, that's a little bit harsh. You know, we saw Ogbodo, they're stuck in the ruck on the side of the ball where Stamford are, and they still get called for holding on. But
Paul,
you know,
can you,
still
mic off
that
when you
same
get
defensive
back?
pressure we saw in the first half, they're back out. You know, they're putting the hard work in. Stamford just have to get hold of that ball and just have to start attacking with
No,
it.
it's still there. It's still there. It's still there. Not you. Okay. Line. Step up the line, guys. Black.
Well, the line out just
Line's
inside
yours, as
the
it is
Oratory
all game.
School half. 5 minutes of
Let's
the
go,
second
Black.
half gone.
Backwards.
Not very clean ball, but
behind me.
Archie Simpson can take
Back
them
here.
up to halfway. He places it back, so Oliver Goforth will step in at scrum half, and there's the try scorer, Cian Tappan. Jake Jackson. Sam McKenzie with the tackle for Stamford
off.
School. Oratory now up over halfway.
Touch play. You're onside. Backwards, red.
Again, scrappy ball in midfield, and Stamford School with Oliver Hull in it as a makeshift halfback. What a handoff! Whew. Tom Hamble on his opposite number, Joseph Clark. Great strength.
He wasn't having any of that tackle at all. He sent that boy absolutely flying.
Oratory School now turn the ball over, and they're trying to get the try scorer Carlisle Smith into space, but there's no space between him and the touchline. And Stamford have used that outside touchline well defensively.
They have. Carlisle Smith's
Red
got
line.
his touch a few times
Black on the
now.
line, please,
There is
captain.
space out there. They're getting it out to him. But again, Stamford Bridge,
How
that
many?
excellent defence.
5.
Just
On the
using
line,
that
please,
as
Black.
another defender.
On the line, please.
It's becoming a bit of a battle in this middle third. There's a replacement on for Stamford School. Tom Wagstaff is going to be over there with the scrum cap on, throwing the ball in this line out.
Ball. Yep.
And Hull is the man they pick out now. Seth Roberts back on after his 6 minutes on the naughty step. He's going to have a big 20 minutes or so for Stamford if they're going to get back into this game. That one nursed into the 22. Are we looking at 50-22? Oh, it's not going to get the bounce, but Oratory School back in their own 22. Good chase on Carlisle Smith and a good offload to Freddie Blair.
Advantage.
Another penalty conceded by Stamford, though. Real momentum killers.
I think they're a little bit of a
16
thumbs
red,
up
side
from one
entry.
of the Oratory School boys to Stamford Bridge there.
Red on the line.
Yeah,
Not you,
Stamford,
but someone else.
after doing
Gotta
all
keep
that
our feet.
hard work, really
Gotta keep
making
our
the
feet.
exit easy for Oratory.
Yeah, they've just given Oratory just a
Side
little bit
entry.
of an easy way out. You know, when you get them down there, you want to build up the pressure.
Red, you have the
want
end
to
of the
keep
dash,
them down
please.
there. You
Red,
want to
end of
start to
dash,
make them
please.
panic about,
Thank
giving
you.
up the ball and make them make the mistake. But, just probably giving it out a little bit too easy here.
More.
And Archie Wild
Back foot.
to Oliver Goforth.
Ball
That
over.
has been the combination for Oratory's line out.
Thank you.
Knocked on.
I'm not sure if it was the linesman or Stamford Bridge that fed that into the ref there. The whole back line shouting for the knock on.
Crouch.
Stamford School then.
Set.
Scrum in between
Hold.
halfway and the 10.
Let's go.
It's a bit messy, but the referee going to tell them to play it so we don't have to have a reset. And then a carry up over the 10-metre line.
Stay.
Another little kick over the top. Oh, that one's gone straight out though. I wonder what the thought process was there.
Repeat, please.
I think if I was Stamford School, I just want to keep ball in hand. I probably want to get the wingers onto it.
Okay.
They haven't had a lot of action out wide. Just keep ball in hand, distribute
Sub
it well,
forward.
look after it, and just see what opportunities might lie out wide.
Thanks,
You
Will.
haven't really challenged Oratory School, particularly in the wide channels.
Jack
Black, step
Thory,
off.
the captain,
Through
wearing
the middle
number
of the
3.
line.
He's
Step out.
back
Black,
on,
step
as
out.
is
Step out.
Finn Clayton-Bailey. So 3 and 6 back on for Oratory School. Archie Wild overthrows that, and they've lost an uncontested line out. Again, Stamford just trying to move the ball quickly. It goes to ground. It's back with Oratory, hasn't gone forward though, so they're going to have to exit. And important for Stamford to make that exit difficult, which they are, and that's been picked up by Oliver Parkinson and then knocked on by Oliver Parkinson.
Knock on. Black scrum.
When you're chasing the game though, there's always the tendency to rush, isn't there? You want something to happen immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, you're 10-0 down, you're starting to worry, you're in the second half, there's not too much time left. But still enough. You know, they don't need to panic. They just need to build the phases, get possession of the ball, and just see what they can do as a team.
So Oratory clear. Where's this kick going? They're going to let it bounce. Oh, it's a great clearance kick. Nothing that Freddie Haynes can do about that. He just has to watch it go into touch, and cannon of a boot, really. This is under 15s.
I know, and the kicks that have gone in, I mean, the number of kicks that have gone in is insane, but the quality of the kicks has been excellent. And that has been, to be fair to him, the first time that Freddie Haynes has been caught out. And perhaps not out of position, the ball just went a little bit shorter, a little bit higher than he was anticipating.
Count please, Red. 4, 5. I'm told 5, guys. I'm told 5. Yep.
Still time on the clock, though. So Stamford back inside their own half again. It's Hamble who puts boot to ball. Now, if this gets a bounce, they're in business. Alas, it doesn't. And Freddie Blair.
Inside.
Oh, another spiral.
Yes, Black.
Huge fan of that, Freddie.
Hold in front.
You can keep that going. Cameron Drutman. Drills that one down. Doesn't want to go end over the dead ball line. Needs to go sideways. Does go sideways. Oh, inches away. But then the chase of his own kick is sensational from Cameron Drutman. Doesn't get the 50-22, but that might be even better.
That was brilliant. I mean, individual effort, absolutely outstanding. You know, got that spiral kick just over his head, saw the space back there. There wasn't anyone in the backfield, and just sent it. The bounce didn't quite pull out, but then that absolute killer of a tackle, outstanding.
What a chase from Cameron Drutman. And now the chance for Stamford School to drive their way back into the final. Oh, this looks really good for Stamford. They're over the line. Have they grounded the ball? Oh, no, they haven't. Seth Roberts can't get it down. It'll be a goal line dropout. Another chance goes begging.
Stay on the 5, Red. Stay on the 5. Behind your kicker, Black.
Well, they've gone quickly. Straight to Freddie Haynes.
Stop, please. Stop. Say again, I can't hear you. High tackle. Can I just ask a question? I've not seen a dropout. Have you seen a dropout behind the post? You didn't see a dropout either?
I didn't see a dropout. Did you see a
Guys,
dropout?
you haven't actually
No,
taken
I
the dropout, you've just run it out.
Yeah, I just saw him run it out and then boot the ball.
We've not had the dropout, guys. We've come back for the dropout.
Well, if I'm...
You've not taken it incorrectly. You've just
If
run
I'm
it out.
Stamford School now...
Goal line dropout.
I mean, we need to have the goal line dropout, but with the high tackle, am I asking for action to be taken?
Run it out.
I think I would go for the, I'd be asking for the penalty. You've just had your winger absolutely beheaded almost in a tackle. Out of the game.
Right then, Seth Roberts receives the ball, loves a carry, gets a carry. Cian Tappan, it's captain on captain out there.
Help!
The leaders going shoulder to shoulder. Chip over the top there from Hamble. Can he gather his own chip? Oh, he can. Oh, but then just loses out in Oratory School. Now need to exit from 5 metres. This time Tom Hamble with a smart kick that has clattered against the crossbar, and Stamford have scored. What an astonishing try here at the StoneX Stadium. Well, in all my years of watching rugby, I have never seen that. That is absolutely staggering. The clearance kick clatters into the crossbar. It drops
Anywhere on the left
for
post.
Stamford,
T.
and they get the try. That is unbelievable.
T.
Oh, and the composure as well. It's the captain, Jack Thory. He's only just back on the pitch.
It happens, mate. It happens.
He's also the only one that never took his eye off the ball. Everybody else doesn't know what's going on. Jack Thory's hands out, eyes up, looking at the ball, calm, composed, gets the try. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, well, well. When you think you've seen it all in rugby union.
I've got 15 minutes, so last quarter, guys. Last quarter. Let's go.
Now Tom Hamble.
Yep.
Through the uprights, wastes no time. Stamford back in the game. They trail Oratory School 10 points to 7. And sometimes it just takes something extraordinary to turn a game on its head. Have we just seen it? Let's take another look at this. That is bonkers and brilliant, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Last quarter.
I think that's got to be a try light of the year already. That might be the best try that's going to be scored this season.
And it's not a particularly big in-goal area here at the StoneX Stadium either. Well, that's spilled out from the restart here, so Oratory School straight back on the ball. Could be some space out wide here if they get the ball there. Oh, it's just been left behind by Rudy Derbyshire.
Not coming for Rudd, guys.
Look at the change of body language here for Stamford School.
Yeah, that try is going to be, it's going to give them the lift they need. It's the excitement they wanted. They've got some results from their hard work, and now they just need to build on it. I really want to see what they can do if they just keep hold of this ball.
Three. Back to a height. Yep. Back to a height.
Have you ever seen anything like that try?
Never, but I love it and I want to see more of them.
Yes. I mean, I've seen the attacking kickers before, sometimes maybe aim for the post protectors or
all right, just wait. Stay
or put a chip kick or grub a kick towards there to try and cause a bit of chaos, but never the other way. I mean, that is absolutely devastating for poor Joseph Clark, but it's made it a great final.
Down both sides, guys. Back we come.
You can see the excitement now, especially from Jack there in the front row. He's bringing his team up. He's excited. He wants them to be as excited as he is because they can see the game now. The win is within their eyesight.
Coach!
Well, they are going to need to score another try because if the game finishes 10-10, it's the team who scored the most tries who will be victorious. So they're going to need to win the game outright, Stamford School, and Oratory, of course, still have a 3-point lead.
Leave it 5, please. Use your arm, please.
Crossfield kick on Bodo. Oh, that's an awkward bounce. And it's come back Stamford's way. Now a pick and go from James Silcock. And again, Stamford just run out of field. Frustration there for Jack Thory. Oh no, apologies, that was Ed Delaney.
Thanks for the bit of scrum, it's good. Thanks for the bit of scrum, we're going to keep it back up.
Tom Hamble does seem to love a kick from fly half. He is kicking the ball left, right and centre across this pitch.
Just over 10 guys.
But perhaps, perhaps there was an overlap there, perhaps ball in hand.
How many back?
Might be the option to try out in this game.
Well, we've not seen him whip it through the hands yet. There is a lot of space out there. It's a big pitch, especially for these under-15s as well. As they start to tire into the last 10 minutes, there will be gaps. We'll be able to exploit them. All pressure on the kick is good, and that's pretty much straight back out where it started.
If it's carried in, Paul, if it's carried in, is it off of where he kicks? If it's carried in, it's off where he kicks.
It's carried in as well.
It's carried in, it's where he kicked it. Perfect, so we needed to come down straight away. Yep. Out on the floor, carried in.
Get Picky back,
Perfect.
10 metres up the pitch.
Here. Count.
And Ed Delaney.
Count, that's all I want at the moment. Just count, let's get a line up.
We'll have a line out and a massive chance here
In
for
the line,
Stamford.
please, Red, in the line.
And the maul begins. Watch out for Delaney at the back there in the brown scrum cap, and the backs start to add their weight as well. That's when you know you mean business, and when you commit this many players, they have to score. but they don't this time. Ed Delaney, has he had another bite at it yet?
Hands off.
Referee says no, he's happy to let him continue. Oh, and that is almost too easy for Stamford School. They lead for the first time in the final. It's Seth Roberts, of course it is. It's Stamford 12, Oratory School 10.
Adam, I can hear you managing that back line. Can you have a word with them under the post, the numbers that you want? I can hear you managing. Thank you.
It had to be him, didn't it?
He has been everywhere today, you know, all over the pitch, and there he has it. You know, he has the try, he deserves it. He's been working really hard. And Stamford as a team really deserve that try, because they've been putting in the defensive hits, they've been working hard, they've been trying different options out, and you know, they've only had a few options. You know, they've only had a few chances to get a try, and they've just exploited those ones that they have had.
Well, they certainly have. I think the frustrating thing for Oratory School there is how easy it was for Seth Roberts. They didn't lay a glove on him on the way over.
Surprising really that he found a gap. There seemed to be so many players around, but he just snuck between the legs, and it was easy in the end.
Oh, Tom Hamble resets the ball on the tee. Draws that one in beautifully. Stamford 14, Oratory School 10. He is 2 from 2. Let's have another look at this. Sometimes you feel as though when all of the backs commit to the maul and it doesn't happen straight away, you think maybe the opportunity's gone. And then Seth Roberts on hand.
Inside, stay. Fine, stay.
Yeah, Oratory just not really committing to the tackle. And such a vicious ball carrier, and that's what happens as Freddie Blair kicks that one end over end.
Own half.
Back it goes from Hamble. Where's this one going to bounce? They don't want that to go out into touch.
Goal line, drop out. On the 5, come back to the 5, Red, come back to the 5.
Plenty on that from Hamble. And I tell you what, that was an agonising wait to see whether or not it was going to go over the goal line too.
I'm not sure you necessarily want to wait, do you? I mean, there wasn't that big of a chase from Stamford. I think he had plenty of time, unless he's not a confident kicker himself, perhaps.
Well, here is Roberts. Oh, offloads out the back door to Worcester.
Look on Ronald.
Stamford full of confidence now, but they've knocked the ball on, and it's Oratory School. They've got a knock-on advantage, but they're also inside their own 22, and Stamford just managing the game better now, aren't they, as we're into the final 10 minutes?
Yeah, some of those kicks just working out really nicely for them. You know, they're putting them into the corners. If they can just get the chase there, and again that knock into touch, which is what they had before, you know, loads of pressure on, send the defence in, then they're going to get some real results from these kicks.
Guys,
What we have got is a brilliant final on our hands.
Come up.
Stamford will have been the favourites going into this one. Looking at the circuit of both of the schools, the matches that they play throughout the year.
Keep the height, please, both sides.
But Oratory at times
Crouch!
been superb, and maybe
Set!
if they don't get over the line here, they will feel as though
Backwards!
in the first half they could have got another try from all of the chances they had in the 22. Stamford scrum causing an absolute demolition there, and they've turned the ball over in the 22. Ed Delaney, the number 2. Oh, there's Seth Roberts again, taking it back towards the action zone, taking Stamford to 6 metres short on the far side. Oh, another crossfield kick. Freddie Haynes is the target, but Tom Scott's going to get there first. The inside ball. Freddie Haynes, he's over. Elliot Saunders can't get there. And Stamford School get the 3rd try. And is that the one that sees them crowned champions?
It's going to be tough now for Oratory. They're going to have to pick themselves up. You know, 2 quick tries in succession, and for some brilliant efforts too. You know, that was a lovely kick, well controlled in the air by the winger, and then the inside pass to Freddie Haynes, and the try there, absolutely brilliant.
Good fun grounding as well. Get the ball down, score the points. Well played, Freddie Haynes. This is a tough one for the Oratory School, though. Sometimes, what did we say? It takes a moment of chaos to turn a game on its head, and that is what it took. Oratory were looking as though they were going to exit until that kick against the crossbar changed everything. Tom Hamble, he's 2 from 2 so far.
Let's go, you're running short, let's go. Let's go.
Tries to draw that one in again, doesn't quite wrap the boot around it, and the score remains 19-10. Well, since Jack Thorey scored that crazy bonkers try, it has been all Stamford School.
It has. All the action's been down this side of the pitch, and that's what we said at half time. That's all they needed to do. Get the ball down here and they'd get some results, and that's exactly what's happened.
Well, Oratory now need 2 scores. Seth Roberts. Oh, Seth Roberts breaks the tackle. Is he going to put this on the toe? No, he's going to try and go all the way himself. He goes out of the back door again. It's fly hack forward by Oliver Hull, who gets the 4th try. It's coast to coast, it's end to end, and Stamford are turning it on in front of the StoneX faithful. That is glorious.
I think they've just gotten first and second best tries of the season in this game. Absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure where that gap was for Seth, but he ran through the middle. He was looking for support. Here he goes. And then that out the back door offload and just on the foot.
3 minutes to play.
Oliver Hull, what a try. Absolutely sensational. Tom Hamble from in front of the sticks. (26-10).
A very nice kick to finish off and get the extra 2 points there. Oratory are really going to struggle, but you want to see them finish the game off well. Stamford have just shown how quickly you can put points on the board, and we can still look to see that from Oratory if they can pull themselves together, get the ball down there, and then just see what happens.
You are going to have to pick a player of the match, I'm afraid, and I know that's difficult with a couple of minutes on the clock with so many performances from both teams, as Seth Roberts drops it on the toe. Now Freddie Blair looks one way then the other, and then the chase comes up from Parkinson. And the Oratory score, this has been a tough end to a great final for them. At 10-0, they'll have really believed that they could be leaving with the under-15 plate today. Oh, nearly the intercepted pass as well, but bit of space here for Oratory School. Elliot Saunders. Oh, Elliot Saunders goes inside. Elliot Saunders is going to waltz through for a stunning individual effort to maybe, just maybe, give Oratory School a glimmer of hope.
It's almost like he didn't want the try himself. He was looking so convincingly to give the pass inside out that he sold the defence. He almost sold himself, and he was quite, he looked like he was shocked to see the space opening up in front of him, but what a try.
Well, we did say the teams were tired, there would be gaps. And Elliot Saunders, look at this for a finish. Absolutely brilliant, and that was the moment. Left, right, no one's there.
We've seen he's got an excellent kick all game, and there he is with the pace, with the ball handling, brilliant finish, the quick conversion, and they're still in the game, and there's still time perhaps.
26-17. That's what we have, that's what we see, that's what the referee says as well. Player of the match, right, who has impressed you? Before we talk about who the man of the match is, a couple of names from both sides who you think have had good games today.
I think Archie Wild has put in some great tackles, really defensively great efforts. You've got to talk about Carlisle Smith. He's been excellent on the wing, a couple of tries, a couple of great breaks. What's happening here?
Thank you.
A bit more chaos, I think. The ball is with Oratory School. They still need 2 scores. I think the clock is going to defeat them if the scoreboard doesn't. What about for Stamford then?
Yeah, Freddie Haynes in the backfield's been brilliant. He's gotten under almost every single high ball.
Last minute.
Tom Hamble at fly half with some great kicks. And again, you've got to mention Elliot Saunders as well on the Oratory side for excellent kicks, excellent footwork. That try there. How about yourself? Who are you looking at?
Well, it is not my job.
Back here, please.
I am going to
Back here,
put you on
please.
the spot and
That's
ask you who your man of the match
Right here.
is.
For me,
Defensive hooker.
it's got to be a name that we've mentioned all game.
Stay there, Ray. Stay.
He's been absolutely excellent for Stamford. He did get the yellow card early, but I think that's just because he's put his body on the line. He's working incredibly hard, and it's got to be Seth Roberts.
Well, there he is at the back of the lineup there, blue scrum cap, number 8, already putting the pressure on the first receiver. So number 8, Seth Roberts, the man of the match. And unless something changes pretty drastically, him and his team are going to be the under-15 plate champions as well. But what a great final we've had here at the StoneX Stadium. But is there a final twist? There's Archie Wild. Wins a penalty. We're going to have another yellow card here. So Stamford will end the game with 14 on the park.
Time, but you can have the line out. It is time that you'll have the line out. 10 red, high tackle.
So now we know, and the players know, that this is the last play. Unfortunately, the Oratory School supporters don't know that this is the last play.
Line up, please.
There's still a lot of excitement coming from over there, isn't there? But you know, you can't help it. Oratory have been excellent all game. They've been really exciting. You've got to get behind your school. You know, you still want to see them finish really strong.
It's brilliant. We'll remember this day forever. Can Oratory finish on their terms, though? Another penalty advantage. That's a cracking pass, though, to Ogbodo. I do apologise. That is JJ McCarthy, who's come on wearing number 14.
How you come?
Jamie Donovan's on wearing number 6 as well.
Hands.
Another penalty.
Scrum cap, hands in.
They're going to go quickly here. Yes, they are. It's going to be Kean Tappan. Scored a try earlier in the match.
Go on, Edge, not 10. Stay.
Now there's plenty of space here if they can get the ball there. Here's Elliot Saunders. Oh, the ball goes to ground. Rudy Derbyshire. Has it gone backwards? Yes. Oratory will get the chance to go again. There is Saunders, another player who's been excellent in the pursuit of victory for Oratory School. Oh, what a handoff. What an offload. Now Donovan. Clark out of the back door to Goforth. Great offload. And Oratory School going down swinging. Jamie O'Donovan gets the last laugh for Oratory School.
That's exactly what you want to see. What a way to finish a final. You know, they're not going to win it. They're a little bit too far behind. They've left it a little bit too late. But what a great way to finish a game. They can leave the pitch heads held high.
Guys, don't.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything. They're actually asking the referee to double check his scoreline, but we know that Stamford School are the champions. 26-24, an epic under-15 plate final. It was cagey in the first half, it was chaos in the second. Two brilliant teams who gave it everything, but Stamford School
The boys ran a lot, didn't they?
fought back from 10-0 down to win 26-24. What a brilliant, brilliant game of rugby.
Yeah, absolutely excellent. You know, they came here to put a performance on in front of their school, who are there in the stands making as much noise as they possibly can, and it has been excellent, end to end, skills shown all over the place. Some of the best tries I've ever seen, I don't think I'll ever see again, and just a really exciting match from both sides.
Well, the trophy presentation still to come. 26-24, so many talking points, brilliant tries, bonkers tries as well, and one in particular, I've never seen anything quite like it in all my life, but that was the turning point, wasn't it? Until then, Oratory School were, I'm not going to say in control because it was only 10-0 and Stamford was starting to knock on the door, but it was almost like that messed with their equilibrium and everything changed. Let's go back to the very beginning. This was the first try. This was Matt Carlisle-Smith. Great finish from him, and that was exactly what Oratory needed after being camped in the 22 for a bit of time in the first half.
Yeah, that's the exact result you want to see from them. You know, they built the pressure up, they had a few opportunities, which it didn't quite convert, and then this one worked out so nicely for them, just catching the edge of the Stamford defence, but absolutely brilliant try there.
Well, this was the second try, just the other side of half-time. Elliot Saunders on the ball there. He was a real shining light for Oratory School today, wasn't he?
Yeah, excellent. I mean, such a great kick on him. Great handling, you know, going at the defence, distributing out wide. He's the reason, really, why they were able to get the ball to the wingers so often.
Yeah, Kean Tappan was on hand to dot down when Saunders couldn't quite get there. Players just on the way up the steps now to receive their runners-up medals and, of course, the trophy as well. We'll be bringing you that live. But this was where it all changed. Oratory needed a clean exit, then that happened.
And for a game that had been kicked so well for the whole time, that one was so unfortunate but so well read. I mean, the composure again, you know, by the captain, Jack Thory, was just brilliant. Watching that ball, try dots down, and then the floodgates just seemed to open, you know. They were on another level, so excited, and they just started to score some tries, started to convert their opportunities.
Yeah, this one was Seth Roberts, who was eventually given the Man of the Match award. Came out of the sin bin, recharged and ready to go. I think Oratory will be a little bit disappointed with the defence around the fringes there, but he's such a strong ball carrier, a real nose for the line. And then with the conversion, that was the first time that Stamford led the game. And having led the game, they never looked back after that, did they?
No, definitely not. It's almost like you saw a different side. You know, they play with confidence, play with their heads up, and just trying things. And the things that they've been trying in the first half that didn't quite work was suddenly working for them. Perhaps they were just on the same page together.
All kinds of tries, including that one, the crossfield kick. It was Tim Scott who received it, and then Freddie Haynes held his line on the inside. Just great awareness.
Yeah, that's a great try. I mean, I think at any level in any game, that's a brilliant try. It's the sort of try a fly half wants to be a part of. You know, brilliantly timed kick, brilliant weight on it. Caught really well by Tim Scott on the wing there, and then the inside pass to Freddie Haynes.
And
absolutely brilliant.
And then this one. The control off the boot there from Hull. I mean, a little bit of luck, little bit of skill, whatever you want to call it, but that is highlights reel stuff. It's off your feet stuff, isn't it?
It's brilliant. I think he's going to be telling stories about that one for ages to come.
Oh yeah, they've done 3 keepy uppies and knocked it over somebody's head by the time the coach gets home. But either way, a fantastic try. A word on this team then, the Oratory School. They've had a great season, and at this moment in time, as they receive these medals, they'll be heartbroken, but to go toe-to-toe against such a renowned rugby school like Stamford, that's a fantastic achievement from them. And to get that close at the end, to show that spirit to get so close, they got a lot to be proud of today.
Yeah, that's something special, really. I mean, they could easily have let that game get away with them, and the score could have looked something totally different. But, you know, all credit to them. Absolutely brilliant finish from them. Kept in it. You know, that try from Elliot Saunders with a few minutes to go, and then another one again on top of that. So brilliant last minute, you know, tries, and just effort from the team on the whole.
And huge character shown by them to stay in the game. But what about the character shown by this team, Stamford, who trailed 10-0, who had one of their talisman sent to the sin bin, but stuck in there and found a way to win, and to win in style in the end. They've created incredible memories today, but firstly, let's talk about the character they showed to get there.
Yeah, huge. I mean, we saw it in the first half in their defence, in their determination, the hits they were putting in, the way they were using the touch line to sort of jockey players into touch. Just brilliant. And then in the second half, we started to see their attack come into fruition. Just some brilliant plays, some brilliant kicks, you know, great high balls, great energy. So yeah, just really impressive. It's always going to be tough to come into a game from 10-0 down, but they did it, and then once they did it, they just kept on going and kept on going and kept in the fight the whole time.
Well, they're getting the instructions there, something along the lines of, congratulations, you're a champion, go get your gold medal. Harry Worcester the first there, Freddie Haynes in behind, and then you've got Tom Hamble there, kicked really well. He's got the boots off already. He'll probably be signing those and giving them to a lucky punter. I don't know. Seth Roberts there with the scrum cap off. He was the man of the match, but it could have been any one of them really. There were some massive performances from 1 to 21 for Stamford today.
Yeah, all excellent, all absolutely brilliant. Anybody there really could have got player of the match. I mean, Jack Thory as well, just the energy that he brought to the team. You can see why he's named captain even from here. Just, you know, bringing everyone along the journey with him. Well,
it was interesting, wasn't it? Because he was off the pitch as part of the rolling subs. It was when he came back on, almost immediately, he scored the try that ultimately changed the game. and he will be the first to get his hands on the under-15 plate. Special moments for these young men, memories that will last a lifetime. And now, how's he going to go about this? Is he going to go all the way across? No, straight to the middle for the captain, who raises the plate. Stamford School are the under-15 national plate champions. The end of a great season for a great group of young players, and I'm sure they will celebrate that and maybe, just maybe, go again in the 18s.
I'm sure we'll see them back here. You know, you can see the camaraderie, the teamwork, the effort they put in. They love rugby. You can see that the way they kept on playing for the whole 60 minutes. So I'm sure we'll see them back again in a few years. Huge
congratulations to Stamford. Commiserations for Oratory School. 26-24 tells a story. But it's that team, to the winners, the spoils. Massive congratulations to Stamford School.